Okay, let's talk about something we've all had to do at some point, write a proposal. But let's be honest, how many of ours actually, work? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the secrets behind proposals that don't just get a glance, they get a yes. We're talking about building a proposal that's pretty much designed to win. But before we get into the nuts and bolts, we have to start with a really basic question. What is a proposal, really? It sounds simple, but I promise you, most of us get this wrong right out of the gate. And that one little mistake, it can sink your entire project before it even has a chance to float.
So here it is, the number one mistake people make. They think a proposal is just an info dump, a big document where you just list out all the facts, your plans, what you want, just throw it all at the wall. But the reality? That's not it at all. A great proposal is a persuasion machine. It's a carefully crafted argument, designed from the ground up to get someone to do something.
And that brings us to our first big secret, and it's a game changer. A proposal structure is the argument. Think about that. The order you lay things out isn't just about following some dusty old template. No, it's a strategic weapon. You're leading your reader down a path, and that path only leads to one place, saying yes.
So you're probably asking, what does this magic structure even look like? Well, here it is, the blueprint for persuasion. You've got these 7 key parts, from the title page all the way to the call to action. They're all the backbone of your argument. But if you really want to know where the magic happens, it's in this powerful 1-2 punch combo, the problem statement and the proposed solution. Let's really dig into those two.
Okay, first up, the problem statement. Its entire job is to create a sense of undeniable urgency. We're not talking about some minor inconvenience here. You have to paint a picture of a real, significant, unsolved problem that makes your reader think, whoa, we need to fix this, like yesterday.
But here's the really clever part. It's not just about pointing out what's wrong. The real purpose of this section is to get your reader nodding along, to get them so bought into the problem that they're already convinced some kind of solution is absolutely necessary. And get this, you haven't even mentioned your idea yet. They're already hungry for an answer you haven't given them.
And that right there is the perfect setup for your next move, the proposed solution. Now pay attention to the key words here. It has to be specific and it has to be feasible. This is not the time for vague, pie-in-the-sky ideas. This is a targeted, practical, real-world answer that is tailor-made for the exact problem you just made them feel so deeply.
See how that works? That's the 1-2 punch. The problem statement creates this burning need, and then, bam, the proposed solution comes in and perfectly satisfies it. You're proving that your idea isn't just, a good idea. It's the right idea, the only logical answer for the very specific, very urgent problem you laid out.
All right, so you've nailed the structure. The argument is solid. But we're not done. Here comes the second big secret. And honestly, this is the one that so many people just completely overlook. Formatting. It is not just there to make things look pretty. It's the final, visible layer of your entire argument. Just think about it for a second. What message does your document send before anyone even reads a single sentence? A wall of text? Weird fonts? It just screams careless. It makes you look unprofessional. But a clean, well-organized document? That signals competence. It signals that you're confident and you know what you're doing. You're literally making your argument more believable just by how it's presented. I like to think of it as your document's body language. Clear headings and subheadings, they're like signposts guiding the reader. All that nice white space, that shows confidence. You're not trying to cram everything in. Consistent fonts, that builds a subtle sense of trust. See, this isn't just decoration. It's about making your argument easy to digest and, frankly, making you look credible.
Okay, so we've got structure and we've got presentation. But now we need to talk about the one single part of your proposal that is, without a doubt, more critical than everything else put together. And here's why. Some studies show that up to 80%, 80, of busy executives might only read this one page.
What are we talking about? The executive summary. And let's be clear, this is not an introduction. It's your proposal's one-page audition. It's the movie trailer that has to be so good it convinces them to watch the whole movie. If this page doesn't grab them, all that brilliant work in the other sections, it might as well not even exist.
So how do you make sure it's a blockbuster? Simple. You follow a formula, and it's a powerful one. A killer executive summary is basically your entire proposal shrunk down to one page. You hit the 4 key points. State the urgent problem. Present your solution. Be upfront about the cost. And then, this is the big one. highlight the amazing outcome or payoff. You're delivering the entire knockout argument right there on a single page.
You know, when you really look at it, everything we've covered, the strategic structure, the professional formatting, that killer executive summary, it all points to one thing. The goal isn't just to inform someone. A great proposal doesn't just give information, it motivates.
And that's the real shift you have to make in your head. Anybody can send an email asking for something. That's just a request. But a formal proposal, when it's built the right way, does so much more. It builds an airtight case. It doesn't just ask, it compels. It leads the reader, both logically and emotionally, to the conclusion that they have to act. It's how you turn a simple document into a final decision.
So let me leave you with this. The next time you have that million-dollar idea, just remember that idea's fate is going to be decided almost entirely by the proposal you build for it. So the question you have to ask yourself is my argument built to win?